Hey, hey, happy day. Civilization in Canada 2020. Here it comes. This is what it's all about. Phones are wireless, cooking is fireless, cars are keyless, and food is fatless. Tires are tubeless, dresses are sleeveless, youth, they're jobless, leaders are shameless, relationships are meaningless, attitudes are careless, babies are fatherless, feelings are heartless, education is valueless, children are matterless. I am speechless. Government is clueless. Our politicians are worthless. I am scared crapless. Hey, y'all get it? That pretty much tells the story, doesn't it? Sadly, when you remove the humor from it, it's accurate stuff. I mean, oh boy, socialism is a hot topic in America right now and so many other places around the world. The left is on the move, right? They're marching. And you can think what you want about President Trump, but if it wasn't for him, that march would almost end soon because they're winning. Trump's the only voice of reason out there. I mean, Canada's a shambles. I mean, it's been nationalized everywhere, every which way you look. I mean, they have a plan and they're winning. Canadians kind of think that they're still free enterprise because they have television that's American based for the most part, okay? But they've been taken over. I mean, they've even got I could go on with lists and everything else about what Canadians don't have anymore. And Americans have the president that is trying to stop the march. And I guess the Bernie Sanders people of the world have an easy ride because socialism, you give things away. It's like a little baby. A baby cries, you give it something. It's happy. The baby is too immature, of course, to understand that item came from someone else, right? You took a toy from someone else, effectively. But as you mature, you understand it if you're a market person. The socialists don't understand it, or if they do, they don't care because they just want to take from other people and they destroy countries, Venezuela, etc. The sad thing is it takes a long time to kind of get there when you're spending other people's money. So in terms of Canada, they've been going down that slippery slope now for about 40 years. Probably have another 30 or 40 years before they get there. And then they have to go back to the right. You always do. You always do. That's history. Venezuela, they're going back to the right. You can only go so far left, you'll fall. You'll hurt yourself, and you have to work yourself back up. In Alberta, Canada, you got Premier Jason Kenney. He's suggesting this. We have a little bit of a recession going on, so we need more jobs. We need more stability. So me, as the government, as the Premier, we're going to go out and invest money. We're going to buy oil companies. Wow. Premier Lougheed did that. I mean, and this guy, Kenny, he thinks Lougheed was a good guy. He was a commie. He bought an airline, Canadian Air. He bought golf courses. He did all kinds of things. They own banks. Alberta owns so many things. Jason, you should try the capitalist system. It's actually never been tried in its entirety. It might surprise you because I think it will work. I know it'll work. We have minds, leave us alone. This constant interfering all of the time, it's bad. And Lougheed came out with the Alberta Energy Corporation, and Kenny also says, if I do this, I'll sell shares to Albertan people. Oh, really? You're going to use their money to buy something or build something, and then you're going to sell it back to them. Spoken like a true commie. That's bad. Free enterprise is a pretty darn good thing. And then you got Elizabeth Warren in the US of A. She makes me crazy anyway, the way she talks. She looks so angry. She is angry. She's talking about abortion the other night, and she said everybody should be able to have an abortion if they choose. It's my body. After watching the show, there was a group of Canadian women who were at the table that I was at, and they said, you got to lighten up to me, because I said I'm pro-life. And they said, abortions are good. Can't you agree with us even a little bit? And I finally relented, and I said, okay, you know what, Margaret Trudeau, she could have had an abortion. And there was dead silence at the table. Soon the silence turned to anger, and I said, hey, you asked me. Kind of, maybe don't ask me if you don't want to hear the answer. In Missouri. I almost said California. And Missouri in the US of A. Recently, the lawmakers got together and said, we have an issue here. We have these transgenders. You know, nobody cares about DNA anymore. And these transgenders, they're doing the races and track and field and so on, and they're winning. It's the animal kingdom. Men aren't smarter than women, I guess. My wife tells me that. But they're bigger and they're stronger typically. And now the guy that used to be a guy who's now a girl, he's winning all of the races, and the girls are saying this isn't fair. Of course it's not fair. I mean, DNA is kind of a big deal now, you know. Kind of, sort of, maybe, no sort of, maybe. And these guys have stepped up and said, we're going to make a rule that this can't happen anymore. I wish everybody would do that. Can't we have a fair world? Are we really that mixed up? Blah, y'all come back here tomorrow. We'll have more for you from the right. See ya.